Good afternoon. My name is Senaka Jayawardhane. I'm one of Senaka's friends. First of all, I would like to welcome you all who join here in person as well as remotely for Senaka's funeral proceedings on behalf of Senaka's family. My condolences goes to Senaka's family. That's from my family and also from members and their families of Royal College Alumni Association, friends, and also other relatives in other parts of the world. I would like to start proceedings by saying few words about Senaka. I met Senaka in 1979. We entered Royal College, grade 6. So he was a new student at school, I was a new student at school. I was a very quiet person. Senaka was a livid speaker. He talks. So that's how I got to know Senaka first. A lot of kids didn't know me, but many knew Senaka. And he was a kind-hearted, generous, and also a bright student. So at the school, he participated in many activities. And he lived in Ratmalana. I lived in Parnadura. So we had different school buses. Every day I see Senaka when we go to school, coming from school bus, seeing him every day. And after graduating from the school, he went to Russia for higher studies. I lost contact with him at that time. And in year 2000, myself and my wife, we moved to Canada, to Vancouver here. And it was a pleasant surprise. So I crossed path with Senaka in 2000. He was here already. When I met him, we talked about our school days. And then we had a lot of fond memories, myself, Senaka, and my good friend Kushan in here. So after a few years, working extremely hard, he thought that he wanted to do more. As I said, he was a bright student. He was not satisfied with what he had. So at that time, he decided to do an MSc. So he went to New Brunswick, completed the MSc, and then went to Toronto instead of coming here, where he found a job at GE. Until passing away, he was working at GE. We had occasional phone calls, but whenever that phone call happens, I would say it takes about 30 minutes. As I said, he was a talker. About 4 months ago, one of my friends said, "Hey, do you know Senaka is in BC?" I didn't know. But I had his phone number, so I gave him a call. And we had a very short conversation because he was getting ready for a meeting. And then about 2 weeks before passing away, I made another call. That was a long one. I had time, he had time. We chatted forever. We talked about our school days. We talked about the time we had here in Vancouver. And then we talked about other things as well. His talk was filled with pain, both pain and joy. So he talked about his pain. he told me, Machang, I don't have any siblings. I don't have parents. My parents passed away. And I went through a lot in my life. If I had a family, I would have had children at your age who would be looking after me when I get old. He was so sad. But at the same time, he said, I'm happy now. So I asked, how come? I'm happy I found partner. I found Kasuni. I want to be with somebody rest of my life. I want to enjoy my life. I want to put the past behind. I want to move on. Those are his words. Came from his heart. I was so happy, I was over the moon. Same with my wife, because we know what kind of a person Senaka is. We told him, that's the best thing happened to you. And we were planning to meet on December 3rd. We had a function organized by the Royal College Alumni Association of British Columbia here on December 3rd. So I told him, hey, how about we meet? He was so happy. Yes, Machang, for sure. We can meet. We can have a drink. We'll have a chat. And I know there are few members who didn't even want to come. But Senaka said, I'm going to talk to these guys because we want to talk about what we did, the fun we had, how we going to live. So I was waiting to meet him. So the last time I met him was around 2002. This was supposed to be my reunion. Unfortunately, it didn't happen. So Senaka, you left this world too early. Shouldn't have happened to you. So according to Buddhist rituals, we wish him not to come across similar fate in his next lives. May he attain supreme bliss of Nibbana. So the next in the agenda is a speech by Jayant Yogaratnam from Toronto. So I invite Jayant to talk a few words about Senaka.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jayant Yogaratnam. Today we have gathered here this afternoon to give a final tribute and remember the great personal life of Senaka Jayawardhane. Senaka is my best friend, my companion, my brother, and a member of my family. We were tied up with an unbroken bond over 33 years. I know Hiran talked about his school life a little bit. I will go in a different path, and some of the stuff which Hiran didn't mention, I will try to mention in this place. I met Senaka for the first time on 25th of August 1988, when we went to Moscow to pursue our higher education. We met in Moscow International Airport. We landed in Moscow, and with us, there were about 30 or more Sri Lankan students. Everybody went there for the same purpose like us. We were waiting in the airport for the official to come and take us to the hostels. So at the time, we were emotionally down because that was a new experience for us. We were away from our parents first time, so we were trying to comfort each other. We were sharing the food, whatever we brought with us among everybody, and we were trying to find out where they were all from and all kind of details. At that time, I saw Senaka was a kind and caring individual, and from that time onwards, we became friends. Senaka, Padmasri, and I were being sent to Minsk city to continue our higher ed studies. From the time onwards, we bonded together, and we stood together in all the sadness, happiness, success, and failures in our lives. I'm really heartbroken the way he left us. But I would like to take this moment to share about his values and his unique qualities. As everybody know, I don't know, Sharon mentioned that Senaka was born on 15th of October 1967 as an only child for his parents. And his parents are very simple and humble like him. And his dad, Jayawardhane uncle, was working for agricultural department as an accountant. And mom is a nice woman. She was a simple singular language teacher, if I'm not mistaken. But I know her profession was a teacher in a school. Senaka is an intelligent, hardworking, friendly person. And he never says no to anyone who goes in front of him and seek for any kind of help and advice. He never give up on anything, and he is a person who always keep trying again and again until he achieves that what he wants. He completed his schooling at Royal College, Colombo, and he went to USSR in 1988 to pursue his higher studies. He obtained Master of Science in Electrical Engineering from Belarusian Polytechnical Institute in 1995. After he returned back to Sri Lanka, he started his career with DAX Engineering Company to gain experience, even though they paid him less. He joined DEMO in 1996, July, and worked there for 2 years until he migrated to Canada. During his time, he was respected and recognized by everyone in the company, from CEO to normal clerical worker. He had a good humor to respect everyone equally, regardless of what they do and who they are. He was such a kind person. As same of all of us, Senaka wanted to migrate to Canada, looking forward to have a better quality life. He migrated to Canada in June 1999, and he landed first in Vancouver, where he had his last breath. As a new immigrant, he had to go through hardships to settle down in Canada. He did all kinds of jobs to earn his living, and he never gave up. During his time, he tried to get admission to pursue a master's degree in Canadian University, and he was succeeded in that. He managed to get an admission from University of New Brunswick, and he obtained his second master's degree in electrical engineering in 2005. That year, his mom passed away, and he had to rush to Sri Lanka to give the final respect and tribute to his mom, and also he had to take care of mom's leftovers. He joined GE after coming from Sri Lanka after final tributes of his mom in 2005, December 5th. He worked for GE until his last breath, and as all we know, he died while he was working. He shows how much he loved his job, and he was proud to be an engineer. For Senaka, GE became his world and always put his full heart and energy into everything he did. He was a continuous learner and open to share his knowledge with all his co-workers. He was open to help and assist his team to achieve goals of the company. During his career with GE, he reported to 4 different managers who were proud of his ongoing hard work and appreciated his contribution to GE. He made GE be a proud, successful company and gained global customer positive feedbacks all the time. He worked days and nights to resolve customer issues, and that was his passion. Before he moved to Vancouver, he was a lead application engineer in GE. After he met Kastuni, he decided what he wanted to start his new life with her, and he wanted to move to Vancouver. Because of his hard work and dedication and professionalism, GE did not want to lose a worker like him. So they created a technical support role for him to support remotely from Vancouver. Even though it was a demotion from the previous role, he took it. It's only for Kastuni. And he wanted to start a family life in Vancouver with her. That was his motivation. He didn't look at his profession. Even though demotion, he took it. He just wanted to move to Vancouver with some job. Thanks to GE, they assisted him. It's really sad that even that did not last for long. Senaka is a person who never thinks of harming anyone. He always raises his helping hand. To others, regardless of time or circumstance, when a person needs help, he always there. He's a simple and humble character. He had a good job, good friends, amazing co-workers, and he had wealth, but he always loved to live a simple life. His simple theory of life is to be simple and live simple and be happy. Senaka, you are my best friend, now and forever. You are my own brother, even though we born to different parents. You have been with me all my life, even during my good time, bad times, and we have shared all the happiness and sadness together. Also, you have been an amazing mentor and a good supporter whenever I need you. You were a son to my parents and a wonderful uncle to my kids. Senaka, Sachin and Suchil miss you. They love you a lot. Senaka, you are one of the person who talks to me every day, no matter what happens, and wherever we stay. Even on the last day, we were talking over 41 minutes, and you were complaining about your chest pain. I requested you to take a small rest, and I would call you back in 15 minutes to check. But when I called back, there was no response. And after I heard a devastating news from my wife, I was in a shock, and I did not believe that it was true. But later Kushan called me and confirmed that. And after that I realized that you are no longer with me. Your life is extraordinarily important for me, Senaka, and those who you love, such as your family, your friends, your GE colleagues, and those who are gathered here today to say their goodbye to you. With my broken heart and sadness, Senaka, I miss you very much. You are my best friend, and you have been part of my life all the years. You are a unique person that God has given to me, and sadly, He took away from me in a short amount of time. Senaka, my dearest friend, you have left me alone in this world. It's really hard for me to say goodbye to you, my dear friend, but I know you are in a better hands and standing beside God and watching us from there. Goodbye, my dear friend Senaka. I love you. Rest in peace. Senaka, but Nibbana Labeba. I'm sorry, man. Thank you.
Thank you, Jen, for sharing those memories. So we have a few more minutes. So if there's anybody who wants to say a few words, it's open.
Thank you, everybody, for coming to celebrate the life of Senaka. My name is Kushan, and I'm a good friend of Senaka. And my condolences goes to Kasuni and the family. I met Senaka in grade 9 class. That was over 35 years ago. I have known him for about 35 years. We were not very close at the time, and I didn't pay much attention to the geeky kid in the row behind me. And I didn't think our lives would be connected. We would stay connected for over 35 years then. And in the end of the studies in the school, we both went to Russia for our studies. Senaka went to Minsk, and I went to Moscow. We only met a few times during our studies. But I remember one time I met him when he was on his way to his dad's funeral. And I still remember him looking down in front of my hostel room. Yeah, after finishing our studies and coming to Sri Lanka, I lost contacts with him, but accidentally I met him at the American Center, and he told me that he's planning to migrate to Canada, and he's in the process of applying. I had the same plans. I told him that, and he gave me all his documents, even his filled application forms, and he helped me with my application. And Senaka came to Canada a year before me, and he was at the airport to meet me when I came to Vancouver. Senaka helped me to get my first job in Canada, and let me stay with him for a few months. He was very generous with his time, money, and help in looking for jobs for me and helping with applications and helping in everything. We shared apartments for 2 years and stayed connected after he moved to Toronto. Yeah. If one's success is equal to the amount of lives that one touches for the better, he would be the most successful person in the world. Yeah. Goodbye, my friend. Do svidaniya.
So we will be conducting Buddhist rituals in a bit, but in the meantime, those who want to pay last respect to Senaka, this is the time. Thank you. It's the time to conduct the Buddhist rituals. I cordially invite Anamadvi Pangyadhamma Swamin Wahanse to conduct the service, the Buddhist service.
සාදු 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 නමස්කාරය කියන්නේ නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස නමෝ තස්ස භගවතු අරහතු සම්මා සම්බුද්දස්ස බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි ဒုတိယံ පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි තතියම්පි බුද්ධං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි තතියම්පි ධම්මං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි තතියම්පි සංඝං සරණං ගච්ඡාමි සරණාගමනං සම්පුන්නං පාණාතිපාතා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි අදින්නාදානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි කාමේසු මිච්ඡාචාරා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි මුසාවාදා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. සුරාමේරය මජ්ජපමා දට්ඨානා වේරමණී සික්ඛාපදං සමාදියාමි. තිසරණේන සද්දින් පංචශීලං ධම්මං සාදුකං සුරක්ඛිතං කତ୍වා අප්පමාදේන සම්පාදේත. දැන් අපි සූදානම් වෙන්නේ ඒ පින්නත් අදිසියෙම මිය පරලෝ යනට යෙදුණු ඒ සේනක ගුණතිලක නේද? සේනක ජයවර්ධන පින්වත් මහත්මයාට පින් අනුමෝදන් කරන්න, ඒ මතක වස්ත්‍රය සංඝයා උදෙසා පූජා කරන්න. ඉතින් ඒ මහත්මයාගේ නමින් බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ශ්‍රාවක සංගරුවන උදෙසා ඒ අතීතයේ වැඩ සිටි උතුම් මහරහතන් වහන්සේලා, ඒ වගේම අනාගතයේ ලෝ පහළ වන්නා වූ වර්තමානයේ වැඩ සිටින කියන තුන්කල් වාසී මහා සංගරුවන උදෙසා මේ මතක වස්ත්‍රය දාණය පූජා කරමින් පූජා වේවා කියන අදහසින් යුක්තව කියන්න මට කාල කතානං නොඥාතිනං චේව අම්හා කංච පුඤ්ඤත්තාය සග්ගත්තාය නිබ්බානත්ථාය ඉමං මතක වත්තදානං භික්ඛු සංඝස්ස දේම. පින්වත් ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ, අප නමින් මිය පරලොව ගිය සේනක ජයවර්ධන නම් වූ අපගේ ඥාතියාට පින් අනුමෝදන් වීම පිණිස, සුගති සැප පිණිස, නිවන් අවබෝධ සැප පිණිස මේ මතක වස්ත්‍ර දානය බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ශ්‍රාවක සංඝ රත්නය උදෙසා පූජා කරමි. පූජා වේවා. පූජා කරමි. පූජා වේවා. පූජා කරමි. පූජාම වේවා. අනිච්චාවත සංඛාරා උපාද වය ධම්මිනෝ උපච්චිත්වා නිරුච්ඡන්ති තේසං උපසමෝ සුඛෝ. දෙසාල් කියන්නේ දැනට හැමෝම රැස්ුනේ විශේෂයෙන් මේ තමන්ගේ මිය පරලොව ගිය ඒ ඥාතියාට ඒ හිතවතාට අවසන් ගෞරව දක්වන්න. ඉතින් මේ පින්නතුන් ඒ මතක වස්ත්‍රය බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේගේ ශ්‍රාවක සංඝයාට පූජා කළා. ඉතින් මේ පින්නතුන් සිහිපත් කරගන්න. ඉතින් බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ වදාළේ මේ හැම දෙයක්ම සියලු සංස්කාර ධර්මයන් අනිත්‍යයි කියලා. ඉතින් අපිට ඒක අපිට ඇස් දෙකෙන්ම දකින්න ලැබෙන දේ. ඒකයි බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ වදාළේ මේ හේතුන්ගෙන් හට ගැනීමක් තියෙන හැමදේම නැති වෙලා යනවා. ඒක තමයි මේ ලෝකේ තියෙන ස්වභාව ධර්මය. යමක් හටගත්තා නම් ඒ හටගත්ත දේ මොකද වෙන්නේ? නැති වෙලා යනවා යම් දවසකනේ. ඉතින් අපේ ජීවිතයත් එහෙමයි. යම් කිසි කෙනෙක් ලෝකයට උපදිනකොට එයා ඒත් එක්කම ජරාවටපත් වීම, ලෙඩවීම, මරණය කියන මේ දේවල් අරගෙන ඉන්නේ. ඉතින් ඒක තමයි ධර්මය. ඉතින් යම් ඒ ස්වභාවයෙන් නිදහස් වීමක් තියනවද? ඒ ස්වභාවයේ සංසිඳීමක් තියනවද? ඒක තමයි මේ ලෝක තියෙන සැප. නැත්තම් බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ වදාළේ මේ සසරේ අපි නොයෙකුත් ජීවිතවල ඉපදී මෙරි යන ස්වභාවයක් තමයි ලෝක තියෙන්නේ. එතකොට අපි එකපාරක් මැරෙනව නෙවෙයි, එකපාරක් ඉපදෙනව නෙවෙයි. සසරේ නොයෙක් ජාතිවල නොයෙක් අවස්ථාවල අපි ඉපදෙනවා, අපි මරණයටපත් වෙනවා. ඉතින් සැපය කියන්නේ මේ ස්වභාවය සංසිඳීම. ඉතින් මේක සංසිඳන අවස්ථාව තමයි උතුම් නිවන කියලා බුදුරජාණන් වහන්සේ වදාළේ. ඉතින් ඒ නිසා අපි හැමෝම සිහිපත් කරගෙන ඒ ධර්ම කාරණාව අද දවසේ අපි මේ පිනතුන් මේ මතක වස්ත්‍ර දාණයෙන් රැස් වූ ඒ සියලු පින් අපි අනුමෝදන් කරමු. ඒ මිය පරලෝකීය ඥාතියාට, ඒ සේනක ජයවර්ධන කියන මේ පිනතුන්ගේ ඥාතියාට, හිතවතාට මේ මතක වස්ත්‍ර දාණයෙන් රැස් වූ පින් මේ පිනතුන් සියලු දෙනාම රැස් කරගත්තා වූ සියලු පින් අනුමෝදන් වේවා. ඒ මහත්මයාගේ පරලොව ජීවිතය වාසනාවන්ත වේවා. පරලොව ජීවිතය සූපත් වේවා, සැපවත් වේවා. නිවන් සැප ලබා ගන්න වාසනාව ලැබේවා කියලා සාදු කියලා. ඉදම්මේ ඥාතිනං හෝතු කියන ගාථාව තුන් වතාවක් කියන්න. සාදු කියන්න. දැන් මේ සියලුම පින් ඒ පින්වත් මහත්මයාට අනුමෝදන් වේවා කියන අදහසින් අපි පැන් වදලා පින් අනුමෝදන් කරමු. දැන් මම ගාතාව කියනකොට ඉතිරලා යන්න දාන්න. යථාවාරි වහා පුරා පරිපූර්ණති සාගරං ඒව මේව ඊතෝ දින්නම් පේතානං උපකප්පති උන්නමේ උදකං වට්ඨං යථා නින්නං පවත්තති ඒව මේව ඊතෝ දින්නම් පේතානං උපකප්පති. සියලු පින් ඒ පින්වත් සේනක ජයවර්ධන මහත්මයාට අනුමෝදන් වෙලා ඒ මහත්මයාගේ පරලොව ජීවිතයේ සූපත් වේවා, නිවන් සැප ලැබේවා කියලා සාදු කරනවා. එහෙනම් මේ පින්වත් හැම දෙනෙකුටම ආශිර්වාද කරනවා. සියලු දෙනාට සිතක් ශාන්තියක් යහපතක් වේවා. අභිවාදන සීලිස්ස නිච්ඡං වද්දා පචායිනෝ චත්තාරෝ ධම්මා වඩ්ඩಂತಿ ආයුවන්නෝ සුඛං බලං ආයුරාෝග්‍ය සම්පatti සග්ග සම්පatti මේවච අතෝ නිපාන සම්පatti ඉමිනාතේ සමිච්ඡතු සුපත්තේ අසුපත්තේ සියලු දෙනාටම තෙරුවන්
ස්තුති ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ මෙතන වැඩම කරලා ඒ ආගමික වතාවක් ඉෂ්ට කරාට ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ අපේ මේ අසපුවේ බැංකුව අසපුවේ thank you Venerable for coming here to conduct the last services for Senaka. The Swami Vahanse is from the local temple here, Asapur, one of the Sri Lankan temples in Vancouver. So if there's anybody who missed paying last respect to Senaka, this is the time. We have a few more minutes. So we are coming towards the end of the funeral proceedings. The family members will go away with Senaka for a few minutes. And there'll be some refreshments in that room. So once they leave the chapel, they invite you to go there. And then I have some refreshments. As a last item, I would like to invite Jayant Hemakumara to say a few words on behalf of the family.
Thank you, Sharon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here today to actually thank everybody who attended this funeral service from all parts of the country, some who came from Ottawa and Ontario, and also various parts in BC as well. And there were lots of people who called us, and we received numerous phone calls, prayers, and condolences. And for whom, all of them, I'm gonna thank on behalf of Senaka's family. And I have known Senaka since 1990s, early 1990, when I married his first cousin, whom he was very close to. And he didn't have any siblings, but he was brought up with a lot of cousins, close to about 10. And 5 of them were very close to him. And he always stayed with them during school vacation and weekends. And I do remember every time we get together, you know, people used to tease him of his childhood when he was playing with his cousins and all the interesting incidents that took place during his childhood. And he was a very kind-hearted and man with a big heart. And he always helped people, and he never think about his health or himself. So he never indulged to his senses, but didn't either try to escape the daily everyday life. So he was an honest and hardworking man who worked hard and dedicated employee for General Electric and so many other places he worked, as Jayant and Shiran mentioned. Yes, I know very little about him, but those who were with him for the last 20 to 30 years know very well about him. And he is the one who did not hesitate to volunteer for any help to anyone, known or unknown to him. And not only friends, relatives, and family, but also anybody who needed any help. So he always helped the needy. And he was also an avid reader. And when I looked at his bookshelf a couple of days back, actually last weekend, and I've seen books related to so many subjects and disciplines, not only from engineering or sciences or technology, but also about literature and languages. He was a person who could speak about 5 languages, and we used to tease him saying he holds the title of Shadbhasha Parameshwara. And he was at the very young age, he used to learn these languages. In addition to English, Sinhalese, and Tamil, he could speak about another 3 languages. And Russian was one of the favorite languages of him. And as Jayant mentioned, yes, they were all together and they studied in Russia and Kushan too. And he was a good active member of the debating team at the Royal College too. And he was a good debater, and there's no 2 words about it. Whenever he phoned us, all the phone calls went over 30 minutes minimum, as Shiran mentioned. He doesn't call us very often, but he does speak over close to 1 hour with my wife, that is his first cousin. And then he also had another cousin who was almost same his age, that is my in-laws, and they were very close too. And last week I came to know that he phoned him, and his name is Udita, and they had a long chat. So unfortunately, he is not with us today here, but he departed in untimely demise. But I'm pretty sure we all have him in mind, and he would be looking at us from where he is. And because of his good deeds and the merits he accumulated during his 54 years of life, I know he is in a good place. And according to our religion, Buddhism, any merits that's acquired during the good deeds, and also the speeches, performance, thoughts, and prayers that we do for him will be benefited for him to be in a better place. And I'm sure he's already, but he was looking for happiness in the last chapter of his life with Kazuni. And as Shiran mentioned, yes, he was very happy. And it was one of the most happiest moments of or chapter of his life. And I know we all miss, but Kazuni must be missing him mostly, because that was the beginning of their life, and that was the beginning of their life where they plan a lot of things for the next decade or so, according to what I learned. So thank you everyone, especially those who came from far away like Ottawa and Ontario, and those who came from the Lower Mainland and around, and with short notice. And we really appreciate your presence in this funeral service. And so we say the final goodbye to Senaka, and the family and close friends will accompany his casket to the crematorium or the cremation chamber. And then we invite you all for refreshments in the hall next to this chapel. That's through that door over there. And thank you again, and Senaka goodbye, and rest in peace. Cartoon is inside.